The incident we'll talk about in today's video is based on a real-life event. He drove off for a late-night snack, but never came back, and to this day, not a single person can explain what really happened to 28-year-old Marcus Bell, a software developer from Lansing, Michigan, who left his apartment just after 11:40 p.m. on a quiet Thursday night to grab a quick meal from a nearby convenience store, only to vanish without a trace between his front door and the glow of the store's overhead lights, despite his entire path being covered by traffic cameras, GPS tracking, and a well-lit suburban grid with no blind spots. The case began on April 11, 2023, when Marcus's roommate, Dan Kim, reported him missing after waking up to find Marcus's car gone, but his wallet, keys, and charger still sitting on the kitchen counter. The last conversation they'd had, captured in text messages, showed Marcus jokingly saying he was craving something greasy and stupid, and that he'd be back in 10 minutes max. He left wearing joggers, a hoodie, and sandals, took Dan's spare keys, and headed out in his red 2012 Honda Accord, which would be the last time anyone physically saw him. At 12:03 a.m., a license plate reader pinged his car on Cypress Boulevard, just 2 blocks from a 24-hour Circle K, and shortly afterward, the store's security camera showed a vehicle pulling into the lot matching the description, except no one ever got out. The car idled for 2 full minutes, headlights on, engine running, and then abruptly reversed, turned back onto the street, and disappeared westbound. The timestamp on that footage was 12:06 a.m. The vehicle was then spotted, again at 12:08 a.m., by a city traffic cam near Oak Ridge Avenue, but this time the driver's seat appeared to be empty. Zoomed footage confirmed no visible figure behind the wheel. The next ping came from his phone's GPS at 12:12 a.m., showing movement along a gravel path just off a dead-end road near the edge of a wooded preserve, an area that had been blocked off for maintenance and not publicly accessible. When police arrived there the next morning, they found no sign of the car, no tire tracks, no broken fencing. It was as if the car had gone ghost. Phone signal dropped completely at 12:13 a.m., mid-transmission of a blank audio file Marcus's phone had tried to upload to the cloud. When recovered later, the file contained 6 seconds of faint static followed by a low, unintelligible voice whispering in the background, too muffled to decipher, but spectral in tone, with one word that experts could make out through frequency isolation. Wait. A full manhunt began. Drones, helicopters, K9 units, forensic dive teams, nothing. Every traffic camera in the city was reviewed. Not one captured the car again. No charges on his card, no online activity, no sightings, no body. 3 weeks later, the car was discovered completely clean and undamaged, parked neatly behind an abandoned auto garage 60 miles away, keys in the ignition, Marcus's sandals on the passenger floor. The seats were adjusted for someone much taller. A time-stamped toll booth camera showed the vehicle passing through at 1:37 a.m., the night he disappeared, a full hour after his last known location. But the booth operator swore no car passed through in that lane at that time, and when pressed, claimed he remembered a glitch in his screen showing nitrogen monoxide image available on that lane, just for that minute. Inside the car, investigators found only one strange object, a crumpled receipt from a gas station in a town called Elders Hollow, a town that, according to maps and state records, doesn't exist. Coordinates on the receipt led to an overgrown field bordered by rotting billboards advertising products from the 1990s and a concrete slab, the remains of what might have once been a building. Burned into the corner of the slab were letters spelling "Help him," etched as if by hand with something sharp, but no other evidence was ever found. 2 months later, Dan Kim received a text from Marcus's number. It read only, "Still, Here, the message was traced to a cell tower in northern Ontario, Canada, over 700 miles away, but Canadian authorities found no one. When Dan texted back, the number went dark. The phone was never located. Months passed, then a year. On the anniversary of Marcus's disappearance, a local podcast covered the case and received an anonymous tip in their inbox, a video file with no metadata, sent from an encrypted account showing dashcam footage from an unknown car driving at night through a dark, wooded area. At exactly 4:17 in the video, a man can be seen standing on the side of the road. He looks directly at the camera. It's Marcus, gaunt, pale, eyes wide with terror. His mouth is moving, but no sound is heard. He vanishes from frame and the video ends with static. FBI experts deemed the file genuine but untraceable. Dan has since moved out of Lansing. He says he sometimes dreams of Marcus calling him from payphones in ghost towns, always asking the same thing. Did you see the car stop? The Bell family continues to search, offering a reward and maintaining a website that receives dozens of bizarre tips every year, many involving sightings of Marcus in places that no longer exist or appear only on outdated maps. One tip claimed he was seen boarding a train that doesn't run anymore. Another swore he was living under a different name in a coastal village with no internet. All remain unverified. Marcus Bell is still officially missing, and investigators remain unable to answer the simplest question of all. How can a man vanish from a well-lit street in a traceable vehicle with working technology, leaving behind only silence, static, and a haunting feeling that wherever he ended up, it was never a place meant to be found?